Okay, hi everybody. David Fogel back with you, CEO of the Symphonina Foundation. I'm back with another Symphonina Foundation podcast, and I have a very special guest today with me, flute player Hanna Danets. Hanna is our associate principal flute player for the International Symphonina Orchestra and has been since we started the International Symphonina Orchestra back, I guess it was in late 2022, and we released Introducing the Symphonina in 2023, which she played on. An Advent of the Symphonina last year, which was our #1 Billboard album, which she played on. And my Symphonina #3, which we released earlier this year, which she played on. And Ascension, Symphonina Rising, which she played on, which is our current release. And she's currently recording for my Symphonina #6, which is a flute concerto. And Hanna is in Ukraine, and this is the first time Hanna and I have ever gotten to meet each other in person, so to speak, in what is it now, almost 4 years. So Hanna, hi, how you doing?
Hi, David. Nice to meet you in person, finally.
It is. Hanna, you are, as I said to you before we got started, an absolutely excellent flute player. And you admonished me that maybe you didn't have the same feeling, but I have to tell you, you are. And that's the truth. So you'll have to live with that truth. I want to ask you, how did you get started playing the flute? How old were you? Who introduced it to you? What's your story?
Actually, I started to play music, to study music at 5, and my cousin played clarinet. But before that, he played recorder because in Ukraine, every wind player starts from recorder, and then maybe after 4 years, we try to play like big instruments.
Mm.
So I started to play on a recorder. I wanted actually sopilka. It's Ukrainian ethnic instrument, some kind of recorder, but from Ukraine, also chromatic. My teacher were playing flute, so she just took me and never let me go.
That's good.
So I started the flute or classical flute from age of 11 and never leave it.
And when you were pursuing it from age of 11, were you spending a lot of time doing it, hours a day, or how, an 11-year-old's time can be divided in many ways by their parents. So what was it like for you?
To be honest, I never were the technique side, never were my best side. I didn't really exercise a lot. I probably was a lazy student. At some point, I really wanted to leave music because I didn't want it to play. Maybe in when I were about to end my music school. And after I ended my music school, I understood that without music, I can't imagine my life. So I took another year in music school and went to musical college and then to Kyiv National Conservatoire.
Yeah. Now,
Never studied too much. Never played too much. It was I had the periods when I prepared before the auditions, before the exams, but I think it would be better than I practice that time than now.
I understand. Well, we all have regrets. I have my own, but that's okay. So when you went to the conservatory, did you must have found a large difference and maybe your own growth in what you were expecting from yourself as a flute player when you started concentrating on it, as opposed to when you weren't concentrating on it, I'm guessing. Is that true?
I can hear also. I can see the big difference when I'm looking back, because while you're in that progress, you're making this step by step, little by little, and never thought that it was such big difference. Because now when I'm seeing my old videos, this is kind of obvious for me. Once my colleague heard my playing from musical college, and my sound was not concentrated.
Mm-hmm.
And he said that it sounds authentic because I'm playing Baroque, and he said that it sounds authentic, maybe like a wooden flute.
I get it.
That
Well,
was
see,
fun.
that's a nice way to compliment in a way, That's it's funny when people can make a play on words like that and say what they want to say without hurting our feelings. That's good. So, hey, you're touring a lot, and when we get in touch with you, sometimes you're available to record for us, and sometimes you say, "Hey, wait a second, I'll be back from a tour, in a week or 2 weeks or three or whatever it is." Where are you off to next, and where did you just get back from?
I'm now playing with a Ukrainian orchestra, Lords of the Sound. And we actually, I hope that will play good. We are going to play in USA in March 2026. We
Awesome.
have couple concerts planned. Yes,
Okay.
maybe 13 or 14.
Okay.
Actually, we have like a 9 months tour. I've played in many, many countries. I stopped count them. I met amazing people, met my boyfriend in Israel.
Mm-hmm.
But it's quite difficult. This I'm playing with this orchestra year and a half, and the season when I joined them, this orchestra played in season 9 months, 252 concerts.
Wow.
Yes,
Wow. That's five
and
days a week, basically,
it
right?
sometimes we play two concerts
Yeah. Yeah.
in a
Yeah.
day.
Yeah.
And also we have travel days because we are traveling by bus most of the time, and sometimes we have crazy, crazy logistic.
Yes. Logistics.
Our organizers are not always can book the halls, so it could be easy for us to travel. So sometimes we have like 500 kilometers or more.
Hmm.
Sometimes it's the same day when we have a concert.
Oh my goodness. Okay. So for us in the US, 500 kilometers is like 300 miles. So that's a long, yeah, that's a long day, whether you're driving or flying. It doesn't really matter. So
Mhm.
yeah. Okay. And where are you off to next before you get to the United States for your tour next year?
Okay, as I know, we are starting with Romania, then Bulgaria, then Turkey, Switzerland, Italy, Germany. I'm not sure about December, but also in January we are going to Cyprus and Israel. Also, we possibly will go to UAE,
United
Arab
Arab
Emirates.
yeah, Emirates. Yeah. Huh?
Then, as I can see from our site with the concerts, we return to Germany, Italy, and then travel to USA.
Okay. So with all that travel, you've seen a lot of the world. That's great. I bet when you were a young player thinking with your flute that it wasn't going to be your passport to seeing all the world.
No, actually, that was my dream.
Really? Okay.
I wanted to be a musician who travels a lot, who can see the world. And I can say that sometimes when I not with work traveling somewhere, I can catch the thought in my head that I like to be busy abroad. That makes me feel more valuable.
Yeah.
Maybe when I know that I will play concert in this city. Oh, one thing, not just one, but the most that I like it when we played in Athens
Mm-hmm.
in that big Herodos theater, exactly that theater that under the Parthenon.
Uh-huh.
We played for 5,000 people, and they were using the lights on the phone.
Yes. Uh-huh.
That was such amazing feeling. Wow.
I bet. Well, that's that I cannot relate to that. The largest audience I've ever played for is 800 people myself, and that was
Oh,
good. But no,
wow.
but no, but yeah, but nobody did the cigarette lighter or the that's what it was back in my day or the cell phone in your day. So I am yet to experience that. Maybe three of my friends at some gig will come up and start waving their cell phones at me like that some night. I don't know. We'll have to see. Hannah, when I started the International Symphonina Orchestra idea, I didn't know you. I didn't know any of the players we had. I didn't know you, but you are exactly the kind of person I had in mind to offer opportunities to and help us spread the joy of symphonic music to young audiences around the world. Sometimes people think young audiences mean children, but really it means anybody younger than me. And you're definitely, in that category. But I think it's very important that we keep classical music and new classical music, new symphonic music alive and vibrant and get more young people exposed to it. And I greatly appreciate you doing that with us and you doing that and your tour. And we're happy to support you in any way that we can, help you in any way that we can. And Hannah, if people want to get in touch with you, what's the best way to do that?
Through my social media is the best way because I'm scrolling every day. So I will. Definitely see that.
All right, everybody can look up Hanna Danets. Hannah, I can't leave the podcast without saying something, which is that many of the players that we have in the International Symphonina Orchestra are from Ukraine. We have Oleg Boychek, who's I believe deputy concertmaster of Lviv Opera. He's our concertmaster, and we have several Ukrainian violinists, and we've had some other people as well. We wish you all the best. We hope the war ends soon. And again, if there's anything that we can do to be of help to you, you just let us know.
Thank you. I'm so happy that you found me one day, and really happy to be a part of this project and every time to work with you. And when you said it at the beginning, it was really impressive. I didn't thought about it.
Hannah, I can tell you before we sign off, as everybody knows, for the International Symphonina Orchestra, everybody in that orchestra records their part separately. And then I do the work to make it sound like everybody played as one orchestra. And to do that, I go note by note and I look at every single note and listen to every single note that every single player plays and make sure that they're either in time or adjusted to be in time and in tune and get you all playing together, even though you didn't. And some people have said to me that must be an incredibly tedious chore, but it's really quite a joy because the end result is bringing together 40 or more players from around the world, from Ukraine, from Africa. We had a player from Ghana last year, Australia, Singapore, Vietnam, Japan, Germany, England, Macedonia.
Wow.
All over. I'm leaving out countries, but even the United States, and getting you all to play together and create something that's beautiful. And already the piece that you performed on Ascension Symphonina Rising, which was Alexander Unseth's Symphonina 2, was nominated at the Hollywood Independent Music Awards for Best Classical, Contemporary Classical. They also had Daniel Fisher nominated. He ended up winning in that category. So congratulations again to Daniel. So again, thank you to you and every other player in the International Symphonina Orchestra. It's just a joy to work with you all. And I wish you all the best.
Thank you, David. It's a joy and a great project.